Welcome to another wonderful episode of Whatever by Hektek by me, Hektek. Um, this is the first time I'm doing a live, I don't know, live-ish show in this capacity with a live guest in this location. To my right, you have someone who's been on this show a couple times. Uh, I call him, Rumpelstiltskin. You can call him whatever you want to call him. He had
See?
answer to all of that.
As soon as I start cracking jokes, I'm gonna feel some type of way. See? Starting all wrong.
Uh, and then in the mirror, you have Lola. She's making her first debut appearance. So hopefully we don't get flagged
It's
by.
against my will, y'all. It's against
Hopefully
my
we don't get flagged for having her titties out.
That's how you know this nigga's a perv.
Lola serves a purpose.
I bet the fuck she do.
Lola serves a purpose.
I bet the fuck she do.
All right, so if you want to introduce yourself, you can go ahead and introduce yourself. And you notice we also have the red solos. We're supposed to go to an event later on tonight. I'm sure he's going to be asleep halfway through the event, but we'll see.
But you the one telling me I gotta take a nap.
No, 100%. I'm definitely
I'm
taking the
old as
nap.
shit. I gotta take a nap.
I'm definitely taking the nap. You interrupted me on my first nap. I need to take a
Wow.
second nap.
Look, I done took a whole drive, all types of shit.
That's cool.
I gotta take a nap.
Yeah, I got to take a
After
nap.
taking a nap,
Yeah.
the nap made me want a nap.
Well, also forgive me for traveling all last week and still not recouped. So yeah,
What the fuck was that? That shit do with me.
it's a lot of people's fault, not mine. But go ahead and introduce yourself and
In case y'all don't know me already, I be your boy Raw Asas, aka the Enlighten Idiot. Make sure y'all check out the podcast every Saturday. This motherfucker, Freddie Simone, petty ass punker, easy to general. Y'all know we just
oh, you left one. Oh,
oh yeah, and Amron.
okay.
When she shows up. It is what it is. But y'all know we do what we do every Saturday night, talking our shit, laugh, joke, drink, bring on guests. If you want to come chop it up with us, hit us up. We'll make it happen.
All right. So what made you make it guest heavy this season?
Um, so
I mean, I guess we always had guests, but they were like family adjacent. So it wasn't like they
yes,
were guests. So
yes.
why guest this?
So I like hearing different stories. I like talking to a bunch of different motherfuckers. And for a long time, the podcast was constant. Me and whatever 3 to 4 to 7 motherfuckers is on this week. So technically, it was like I was having guests every week. But then I locked it down to just the team. And
Mhm,
when I locked it down to just the team, the dynamic of us is fire. But
mhm.
I said, damn, let's switch it up sometimes.
Okay.
And I did not expect as many guests so far this year. I didn't expect it, but people are excited to come chop it up with us.
Okay.
So a lot of people actually have hit me up, yo, I want to be on the show. I got this going on. I got that going on. Or like, let's say y'all might know a motherfucker and they promoting something or something like that. I also like to promote. So I feel like, regardless if motherfuckers gonna promote me, I can still help other motherfuckers. So if you got something, rather you doing music or fucking you a porn star, you a fucking poet, an artist, you a fucking Black Panther enthusiast. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Come chop it up with us because you might say some shit that have everybody like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Now we
Like,
had one last night.
no, real shit. Matter of fact, when Jana Swan was on the show, one of the clips came up recently and somebody posted on Instagram. It was like, yo, I've never seen y'all so quiet. And I said to her, we are teachable at our big age. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? So if people coming on and they talking some deep shit or something worth listening to, even like last night, we all was like, oh shit, let me shut the fuck up and actually listen. Like, and I don't think people know how to do that or when to do that. You know what I mean? So with us being so guest heavy this season, this year so far, because we're not really doing seasons anymore. We just rocking. So with us being so guest heavy, it's putting us to the point where we listening to so much shit, and that's what helps us become enlightened as well. Because we're constantly learning some shit. You know what I mean? So just in case y'all didn't know, the reason this show is called Enlightened Idiot is because everybody's dumb as shit to some shit and smart as shit to others.
Mm-hmm.
So all of us is teaching and learning at the same time.
Right.
Every single week, one of us is teaching somebody something, and one of us is sitting there like, "Oh fuck, I didn't know about that." You know what I'm saying? Think about it. We every time we bring up something with music, punking like, "Wait, nigga, who the fuck is that?"
Which is crazy, right?
Because she does music.
She does music. It's like me doing videography and y'all bringing up Steven Spielberg or Martin Scorsese, and I'm like, who?
Mm-hmm. So something I've learned, not everybody cares about the how they got there. They just care about where they at right now. So me, I loved music so much. I wanted to learn a lot of shit about music. I like podcasting. I wanted to learn different shit about podcasting.
Yeah.
Like shit that I like, I want to learn about it. I want to figure out how did we get to this point.
Right. Well, I'm the same way because I remember when I got a CD, I know we're dating ourselves, but the first thing most people who got a CD, brand new
Shit, if we
CD,
really want to date ourselves, nigga, when we got a cassette.
yeah. If what most people would do was take the art cover out
And read.
and read.
Mhm.
We would read who the producers were. That's
Mhm.
how we found out a lot of people's real names because it would be on there and you'd be like, oh, this is such and such.
Facts.
I do feel that it's almost like not knowing one's history. You don't have to know all your history, but you have to know something.
At least have a snapshot, a glimpse of something.
And so when we say stuff to certain people and they're like, who is that? And I can understand if we be like Big L or we said one of those underground, obscure people, I 100% get that. But if it's someone that in their time, especially, was the dude or female, and you don't know who that is, it's almost like you doing yourself a disservice because you're not learning your history behind it.
Yep.
Because you can even go back and say, okay, damn, I like their cadence. Let me incorporate that so I could change my flows up. Or even for me, most people don't know that I haven't lately because of different situations, but once a week I used to watch videography or photography videos because I wanted to see how they shot and why they shot the way that they shot. So when I went to go see Sinners, yes, I went to go see the movie, but I'm looking at the overall thought process, the overall cinema. Like even if a camera comes from this side and pulls over for a second, well, why he do that? Oh, he's introducing a new character. He's doing it. So me thinking on a different scale, although I am enjoying the movie, I'm looking at the technical aspects of it. Like we had comedians on who say, once you get past the jokes, the people that are also comedians, they're looking at the technical aspect of how you're delivering stuff. I feel the younger generation, like you said, don't look at the who, what, where, how. They look at the now.
See, that's the thing. As bad as I want to say it's just the younger generation, I can't because it be dudes my age and I'll say certain shit and they be like, man, what the fuck is you talking about? And I'm like, but you said you was into. All right, I give you an example. The other night I go out and we all sitting around and we talking about basketball. So I myself have never been the greatest Jordan fan. I've never been like one of those, oh, Jordan's the guy. Like, but one thing's for certain, two things for sure. I understand that and why Jordan is the GOAT.
Okay.
I get that. So the guy was like, nah, man, it's Kobe. And I said, well, it's not Kobe, it's Jordan for these reasons right here. He was like, nah, man, because my generation, I said, bro, I'm a year older than you. So when you say in my generation, I'm in your generation.
Right, facts.
So I say to him, Nah, man, he's steady going on. Da, da, da. So this other guy, he comes out, he's like, oh, it's LeBron. So mind you, the dude that said it was LeBron is older than me.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right. Then another dude come out, he say, man, all y'all motherfuckers tripping. Is Wilt Chamberlain.
Damn.
Because he older.
Okay.
Older. So
No,
I'm like,
if you say Wilt, you damn near 50, 60.
facts. Facts. So I say to all of them, I said, all right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help destroy this whole conversation so that way we can move on with our night.
Mm,
I'm gonna give y'all the one and only reason why Jordan is the GOAT, and then we can move on.
mm,
So everybody was like, "Oh, you talking about the rings?" I said, "No, if we go to rings, you could bring up Robert Horry over fucking Kobe and LeBron, and you know what I mean."
mm.
So no, it's not that.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
I said it's not none of that. So they said, "What?" I said, "Think about it. Who do you consider the GOAT?" So they all named a person,
Mm.
and I said, "Who do you compare that person to?" They all gave me the same exact look. They all gave me the same exact look. I said,
Jordan.
if everybody that you feel is the GOAT is compared to this one person,
He's it. LeBron is compared to him. Kobe's compared to him. I don't know about Wilt because it was before his
mhm.
time, but I see
But
what you're saying.
once really Jordan really took over, people didn't talk about Wilt the same way.
No,
It became Jordan.
although his records, I think there's still a few of his records that still hold up
Mhm.
to this time. Yeah.
Yes, but you still, and it's not about stats. It's not about rings. It's not about that. It's about how he impacted the game, what
He
he
changed.
did on the floor. That's what makes Jordan the GOAT.
Listen, I saw, and it comes around every so often, but I saw the game when he played with the flu.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker was cold, and
Mm-hmm.
all of us know how we feel with the flu.
Mm-hmm. And still went out there and was killing.
And these motherfuckers get a hairline
Mm-hmm.
splinter in their finger, and they're
Mm-hmm.
out for 10 games.
Load management. I don't feel like playing tonight. All that type of shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I say all that to say it's not just the younger generation, it's not the older generation. I think people in general care about what they care about. And I think a lot of people don't care about the past.
Mm.
So it's hard for them to move forward because they have no clue where they came from. They don't know why beats sound the way they sound. They don't know why rappers sound the way they sound, or photographers take pictures this way, or poets use these type of soliloquies, or you know what I mean? Like people don't think about that because they have no clue where they came from. They hear right now and say, all right, this is what's hot. And it's crazy how much new shit is actually
Oh
old
shit.
shit.
Mhm.
And because you never heard it before, you think it's some new shit.
So the saying is, when someone gets a used car, right? It's
It's new to somebody.
it's new to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that, but I also remember, let's say movies,
Mm-hmm.
let's say music. Bro, we were born in the 80s, 90s. We're still listening to shit in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Yep.
Like it came out yesterday.
Yep. Yep.
Like it came. So we knew who Smokey Robinson is. We
Mm-hmm.
knew who Stevie Wonder. We knew, of course, everyone knew Mike and Prince.
Mm-hmm.
We knew these people. And case in point, how many times have you listened to a track and just now found out who that person's name was,
Yep.
but been listening to it all our lives?
Whole fucking life. Whole fucking life.
Versus this newer generation, like you said, it's now,
Mm-hmm.
whatever relevant now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they focus on this second. You
That's the
have a few.
greatest thing ever.
You have a few. I was with someone, and we were in the record store, and I was looking through Mike's vinyls, and I was like, "Bad, this shit right here is
Mm.
fire." And they were like, "I got that one," and it was Dangerous.
Mm.
And I was like, "Okay, you got that."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about under the age of 20,
Wow. Okay.
under the age of 20. And so so that made me be like, okay, it's dependent on the parents.
So my son, he'll be 17 in a couple weeks.
Mm.
Him and his friends don't talk about music ever. He said he refuses to talk to them about music. And I said, well, why is that? He said, because I don't listen to none of the new stuff, and they refuse to listen to some of the old stuff. He said, I'll listen to the new stuff, but it's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
My son's 17. If you listen to that dude playlist, you would think it was mine.
Mm.
Like 90%, if he put it on a playlist, 90% of the music that'll play
Mm-hmm.
is on my playlist as well.
Gotcha.
He's listening to shit from the 90s, early 2000s. He's listening to shit before his fucking time. But that's because it wasn't that I forced him to listen to that. No, because his mom still listened to younger shit as well. But in his mind, he said, damn, that was better music. That sounds good versus what is this right here? I don't like how this sounds.
Bro, I will be jamming to a new song today and be like, damn, it's off kind of quick.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, a minute, 53 seconds.
So somebody put me on to an album this week, right?
Mm.
What's the dude name? Moonwalker.
Okay.
I don't know if the album is new or what. It's called Dope. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
And they put me on a song, and I said, damn, this song is crazy. The song is literally like maybe 2 minutes tops.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, let me go listen to the album. Right? Put the album on. I start shaving my head. And next, some other shit came on. So I'm like, what the
Oh,
fuck
the album was done.
I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I go back, the album, in my mind, I thought like something happened with the app and it just jumped to some other shit. The
Yeah.
album was done. Every song is only like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and it's literally like 12 songs on there.
I used to hear of a reason why. Don't know if it's relevant now or not. But because of the age of streaming,
Mm.
the more a person plays the album, the better it is for them.
So it has to do with that.
Mhm.
And so, all right, I'm about to piss some people off because it's going to jeopardize their parenting skills, if you will.
Okay.
Right? So if you look at think about the cartoons we grew up on, right?
Mm-hmm.
X-Men, Iron Man, Thundercats, anything.
Yeah.
Street Sharks, I don't care what you name, anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had a 30-minute episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that 30 minutes, the episode technically was only about 24 minutes.
Yeah.
But in that 24 minutes, you had a full story arc,
Mm-hmm.
beginning, middle, end,
Mm-hmm.
full story. And a lot of times it was a full story arc, but that was only part one. So you had a whole full story in part one, a whole full story in part two. So you had to look at all the parts. And a lot of people didn't realize with X-Men, the original shit, there was no every episode was part of another episode. Out of the whole 3 seasons, there was only like 5 episodes that was a standalone. Everything else was like 4 or 5 parts to the story because they was basing it actually off the comics. So when we was watching TV as kids, we had to like fully pay attention. We had to get engaged. Yes. So now my wife was saying to me, right? She says, I didn't realize it. And I've been telling her this for years, but she said, I didn't really realize it until now.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at cartoons over the last 10 years, they only about 6 minutes long, the whole cartoon.
Okay.
So over the past 10 to 15 years, cartoons have been that way. And they've been teaching kids to dumb down their attention span. So if I know that the whole cartoon is only 8 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't need to sit here for 30 minutes. So now I'm gonna watch for 8 minutes and then I'm gonna scroll to something else, and then I'm gonna scroll to something else, and I'm gonna scroll. So they didn't got so used to scrolling
Mm-hmm.
all the time, whether it's on YouTube, rather no matter what. Because you gotta think, any kid right now under 17, it's a strong possibility they grew up on a tablet.
No, facts.
And what are they doing on that tablet?
Scrolling.
Whole time.
Now,
So
I saw one the other day was on YouTube, and in a span of about 15 minutes, probably went through 20 to 30 videos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So think, now that's how they listen to music. It's not just shows at that point. They listen to music that way. They can't listen to a 5 minute song because to them, that's an eternity. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They so used to everything being short bursts of everything. So once they get to that second verse, they like, damn, it's so long. Now they moving to the next song. With streaming, they want They want those 2 and 3 songs. They want those 2 and 3, 4 and 5 plays within that 10-minute period, within that drive or whatever.
This is me. I think I listened to Tribe the other day. Like I said, I've been traveling a lot, so a lot of music is being digested. And Tribe was like 3 to 5 minutes.
Mhm. Let's think about it, right? LL Cool J.
Mm,
If you go back and listen to his catalog, right, in the beginning, he was putting 4 verses on every song.
mm,
4 verses on every song, and you sat and you listened to every fucking word.
mm.
That had nothing to do with the hook. That had nothing to do with the bridge. I'm just talking about just the verses, and none of his verses was 16s.
They were over?
Always. So this dude to give you a 6-minute song like it wasn't nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm Bad is like 5 and some change. And not one person has ever put on I'm Bad and cut that motherfucker off. You let that shit play to the last fucking drop.
So, by your logic, they're trying to program us to be, in a sense, dumber and require less.
They're definitely programming us to be dumber, but they're programming us to constantly need.
Always need to ingest.
You always need something else, something else, something more, something new.
Nah, I'm not
So
gonna
you,
hold you. They got me as far as Amazon because
Mhm.
I'll be scrolling and some contraption that I never needed a day in my life will pop
Mhm.
up. And I will click that link to go see how much
Mhm.
it is.
Mhm.
Knowing damn well I don't need this.
Mhm. But it's new.
It can help something.
Let's think about how many contraptions there are for the dumbest shit, right? Why do I need an orange peeler?
Facts. Facts.
Like, it'd be the dumbest shit. Why do I need a machine to spread the mayonnaise on the bread?
Wait, they have one?
Look, you ready to buy one too? That's fucking.
Nah, I'm just asking. I'm just
Nah, you
asking
ain't just
because
asking, motherfucker.
one of the consumers might want to know if there's actually something out there
Well,
like
I'm gonna
that.
say no because I don't want nobody going to get that shit.
I'm,
I'm gonna say no.
once I find it, it will be in the link in the bio. So go ahead and cop that at your earliest convenience.
They making us as late. All the contraptions that they have now make us
No,
lazy as hell.
shit. I just told you just today I ordered my groceries and something else I needed yesterday and got it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
100%. My reason's a little bit different. I just don't want to listen. I went shopping this week and it was painful. It's fucking painful.
Is it the people or is it being in the store?
I
Because I can understand it's being painful with the people because people annoy the fuck out of me now.
I think it's the whole overall
Mm.
process, right? Because certain genders are okay window shopping.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a person that if I see it, I'm gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't want it, not getting it. But I'm also not spending hours looking at the same shit.
That's also one of the main reasons I don't go in stores unless I'm planning on purchasing something.
I go in the store now. Have I ever went into a store knowing I wasn't going to purchase anything and still purchase something?
Mhm.
Said because something might catch your eye,
Yeah,
right?
but I'm good for buying some shit. That's why I don't go in stores.
We just went somewhere for
Mhm.
some other shit, and I bought some other shit just because it was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, trust me, I've seen a few things that I talk to myself in my mind. I'm like, you don't need the shit. You don't need the shit.
I had people talk me out of getting a PS5 Pro.
Mm.
I have a PS5,
Mm.
but I don't have the Pro.
What's the difference?
It's the Pro.
Oh, okay. Cool. Did you say so?
It's a faster processor.
Okay.
It has bigger storage,
Okay.
the RAM speed, the quality. It you know,
Do you game that heavy?
I have moments.
Mm.
I have so my mood fluctuates. Like I might be in a movie heavy
Mm-hmm.
period where that's all I want to do is just watch movies.
Mm.
Then I have a TV show period where that's all I'm doing. I have anime to me is life, so I'll watch anime all day, every day.
Gotcha.
But I'll have an anime period and that's all I'm doing, or I have a gaming period that all I'm doing is playing games. Like from the time I wake up till the time I go to sleep, in between, that's all I'm doing. So there's moments.
I fell so hard off the gaming that I rarely think about it anymore.
Nah, there's some phenomenal games out here.
I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. But the thing with me is I'm one of those people where if I get back into a gaming mode, I'm heavy in that gaming mode. And I'll procrastinate all the shit that I need to do.
So
I'm good for that.
So I think that's why I haven't been so heavy in the game. Like when this new game came out and I downloaded for the first week, 2 weeks, I was kind of on it heavy. But then I have all this other shit to do. So I just really realistically haven't gone back onto it because I'm like, all right, I need to edit content. I have the podcast, I have the show, I have school, I have this, I have that. Let me focus on all those other things. I could always go back to the game whenever.
I know me. I get a good game every time I put the joystick down and go do something else. I'm thinking about fuck, man. I want to finish this board. I want to get off this fucking level. Now I get off the level and it's like, all right, let me just. All right, 20 more minutes. Like, and the next thing I know, I'm fucking running late for work or some dumb shit, or I'm trying to. Yeah, no.
No facts.
I do not need a gaming system.
I have one here. I'll probably ship that one out if I do. Well, they also talking about the PS6 is 2027.
Already?
2027.
See, glad I didn't buy a 5.
You might as well. It'd be cheaper.
I'll buy the 5 when the 6 come up.
I'll get the 6 and I have the 5.
I give you $100 for your 5.
The fuck?
It's obsolete to you at that point. What you need it for? You're not gonna play it.
You don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have it in the living room, and then I have the PS6.
Is the 5 not already backwards compatible?
Yeah.
So the 6 is gonna be backwards compatible.
Yeah.
So you won't need the 5 anymore.
You don't know what I'm gonna need. I have the 4 still.
Nigga just selfish for no fucking reason. Nigga just selfish for no fucking reason, yo. Hoarding and shit. The fuck?
I'm just saying, I'm gonna need it for something. Or guest. Guest might want to get on the sticks and real quick.
You do not have those type of guests over here.
You don't know what
I'm pretty sure. You do not have those type of guests. I'm probably the first guest been in this bitch that is normal. Just to watch TV or just to chill. Like, yeah, no. I'm almost certain of it. And yes, I did make sure I checked the chair before I sat down, just so y'all know. And there are some questionable things.
After every use.
There's still some questionable things around this motherfucker.
So on that note, yes, you probably the first sit down and let's watch a movie and let's chill out acquaintance that
yes.
I had. Yes.
Nobody else is coming in here to play no fucking games.
Well, they are.
This nigga.
They're definitely coming to play a game.
Shit I be talking about.
Just not on TV.
Shit I be talking about.
And with that note, we're going to go ahead and take a really quick break and refresh our drinks because he made a good contraption that's going to have me wine on somebody tonight. So this is going to be lit.
Perv ass niggas, boy. Perv ass niggas.
And today's sponsor is Motivate Image. Go to Motivate Image on Instagram at Motivate Image. That's MOTIVA Image on Instagram, also TikTok, or you can find everything that they have going on at Linktree/Motivate Image. They predominantly do boudoir. However, they also do silhouette, bodyscape, fashion. Go ahead, go to Linktree/Motivate Image and book with them today. He did not. So that's cool. I want to, since we're talking about old school stuff, I remember when for us young gentlemen, our biggest things were watching like music videos, not necessarily for the artists, but we wanted to see the video vixens. We wanted to see the girls shaking their ass. This was pre-twerking, by the way. Like, I don't think any of those
I mean,
girls really twerked.
they did, but it wasn't to this magnitude.
Okay. It was like little ass shaking, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like,
Because they ain't have, like back then, a fat ass back then is like butt naked right now.
oh, damn.
If you really think about it. If you look at like old videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chicks who was like, damn, my ass fat. If you look at them now, you'd be like, that's just a regular small little ass. And I think part of it is
Mm-hmm.
because asses just naturally got fat. Because nigga, when we was growing up, white girls ain't had no ass. Now white girls naturally have fat
I got
asses,
one.
which is
Asian.
them too. That shit is crazy. Like when did they naturally get ass?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the fuck is going on?
All right, so the name that I'm about to say, you probably know, Superhead,
Okay.
Corinne Stefford.
Mm-hmm.
I remember prior to her tell-all book, hoes just kept their mouth shut.
No facts.
Hoes went about their life. They did their hoish shit.
Mm-hmm.
They did what they did. They fucked who they fucked,
Mm-hmm.
and no one knew.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point, Gloria Velez, one of my favorite video vixens.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know she had a baby by Aaron Hall.
Mm-hmm. So everybody shut the fuck up.
Everyone shut the fuck up.
But one person changed the game and showed that you could become famous by who you fuck.
So do you think by that
Mm-hmm.
changed the landscape of today? Because
Mm-hmm.
some chick will legit pop a superstar NBA player, NFL player, whatever, and then tomorrow is airing it out.
Let's think about it, right? Chingy.
Mm,
Look at Chingy's situation, right?
mm,
So we in a day and age where we know the LGBTQ plus population is everywhere. It's popping. They loud and proud. They doing what they do,
mm,
right? And they want us to treat them regular,
mm,
right? Which I don't have a problem with.
mm,
Don't look at them differently,
mm.
right? So if that's the case, why is it every time a transsexual or a gay dude mess with a dude that's
Straight.
no, quote unquote famous or a celebrity,
Okay.
they have to tell somebody. They have to put it out there.
So I saw I'm gonna fuck his name up. He's one of the new rappers.
I know you're talking about
It,
DL,
yeah,
Spy
yeah, yeah,
DL.
yeah. Anyways, a trans woman
Mm-hmm.
posted that he was in her DMs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at her page, nothing about her page says I'm a trans woman.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she was quick to go and air him out,
Mm-hmm.
saying, "Oh, he's in my DM and I'm a trans woman." But I'm sure at no point in time did you say, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
before you start,
This is what it is.
this is what it is."
Because the way a lot of them see it, it's none of your business unless I decide to tell you. Now,
Mhm.
along with that, once it started looking like, all right, this is what could happen, a lot of women said, well, shit, I didn't actually fuck these dudes. Y'all just taking pictures with these motherfuckers. Y'all just in the room. Y'all just talking to these motherfuckers.
Mhm.
I done sucked 97 dicks from the industry.
Not 97. That's
I mean, from the way she's explained, she fucked a lot of
no,
motherfuckers.
bro. She was on tour with Wu Tang.
Nigga, fucking Bow Wow was talking about how she taught him how to wash clothes and all that shit.
Yeah, which by a lot of people's standards nowadays would be considered grooming
Mm-hmm.
because at this time Bow Wow was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to talk about that part.
Definitely not.
Um, I just missed the like we had a guest on, which is a friend of mine, and you asked her some questions, and she's like, "Can't talk about it."
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that so fucking much. I mean, I'm sure she wanted to talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
but she knew legally she could not.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have all these people rushing to pin allegations,
Mm-hmm.
pin stories, pin this, and I always had this saying: no one gives a fuck about the truth; they just cares who told the story first.
Facts.
And most celebrities not going to be like, yeah, I popped her, I popped her, I popped her, I popped. And we know there's a certain group of women that they've just been passed around.
Mm-hmm.
Not by the men. Let me clear that up. Like, there's no one trafficking these women.
Mm-hmm.
They are doing it themselves.
Yes.
Anthony Edwards has to put. He's now trying to get a restraining order on this girl because she's trying to get with one of the players from his team,
Wow.
which is making it a hostile work environment.
Wow. I didn't know that. And it's the same chick, his baby mom?
Yeah.
Wow. She going all the way out.
I mean, she said she wants retirement early, I guess.
I mean, first of all, I still think it's hilarious that he paid her for 18 years off the rip.
Someone said that's a myth.
No.
But
no, she came out and talked about it.
Yeah.
She felt some type of way because she was saying, what if circumstances change and blah, blah, blah.
I don't give no fucks about that. Because you know what's crazy, especially with child support in that aspect? When the situation changes for the man or whoever has to pay the child support, no one gives a fuck about that. Someone can be a millionaire today and flat broke tomorrow and still have to pay those checks.
Yep. Because they're not going to turn around and say, oh, well, we understand you're not in the NBA no more. You ain't making that type of money, but you was paying it all this time, so I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Right. You have investments, you have endorsements, you have this, or go and be an announcer. They're paying, yeah. So for her to
basically figure it out, nigga.
So for her to say that is kind of wild.
Yes. Yes, but it's part of the game. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think
it's a hustle.
It is a hustle, and the fact that these niggas are still falling for this shit is crazy.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm gonna be personal, and most people know I don't really try to be personal on my own show. I thought about getting snipped.
Wow. In your profession, I probably would, just in case.
Oh, in my contracts, I have no legalities. Like they can't hold me to
that. I need to see one of these contracts. I want to read one of these contracts. I need this really because I just want to see like what goes in these contracts. Like, what do you
anything, bro? I mean, a contract is to, and now I'm learning. You also have to put in your contract even the most obscure things that you feel will never, ever, ever, ever possibly happen.
Look at rental agreements. Them bitches be 97 pages long.
Bro, I just recently had to put on because I would shoot for some girls off of the backs that were collabing, right? Just for them to get pissed at me or whatever and be like, you can't use this. So now in my contract, especially for photography, oh, if we shoot for trade or I paid you and you tell me I can't use X, Y, and Z, I'm sending you an invoice. Because my time, my effort, my gas, my editing, all that, no, I need to get paid.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But I never knew about that until I got in a situation where I'm like, I need to put this in there.
I think for us that don't know about the porn business, if you will, we don't know certain shit, right? So to us normal motherfuckers, we think y'all fuck, y'all post the shit. Y'all fuck, y'all post this shit. We don't think about the whole, oh, well, me and you ain't cool no more, so I don't want you posting certain things.
Because you know why?
I also come.
Most men don't do this.
Okay. But I think for me, I also go back to I'm from the DVD era. You can't pull back DVDs. The DVDs are sold. It is what it is. But now that it's online, you can turn around and say, oh, well, take it down from offline. But at the same time, I can go download that shit too.
Well, because the old school women been in the game prior to say 2020 know, oh, I got paid for a service. I knew what I was doing when I got paid for this service, so I chalked this up to.
At the end of the day, you tricky. Like it is what it is.
However, the new girls are. Let me retract that. I'm sorry, ladies. The new people in the industry are now having.
You can't say new girls.
Because I don't want to be just gender specific. Because dudes act pussy in this industry too.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
I could believe it.
So a lot of the new people in this industry now are not looking at this like a business. I get a check, I do a service, I leave.
Mm-hmm.
I get a check, I do a service, I leave. Now they're looking at, before they even get the check, how do I feel about you personally?
Mm.
How do you treat your other models, or what have your other models said about you? Now, that is still a thing before,
Mm.
because we used to use that as references. Hey,
Mm.
these are the people that I worked with. Go and talk to them
Mm.
and let you know how I move, right? But they don't care about how the work itself was, right? If you shot for me and I had a model and I said, hey, do blah, 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 and you didn't say nothing and I filmed it, cool. But then afterwards, you could be like, heck, put me in a hostile work environment. How? We read and we do all your do's and don'ts prior.
Mm-hmm.
If I tell you, if you feel any uncomfort or you don't want to do something, yell cut or stop or whatever, we'll stop immediately. We have all these precautions before this,
Yeah.
but you went through it. Like, case in point, I was just telling a story on the show about how I had a girl and I face fucked her and she threw up and I made her clean it up.
Mm.
And 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 at no time did she say no. She went and cleaned it up. It wasn't until we got in a disagreement that she was like, hey, you made me eat throw up. Hey, I didn't make you eat anything. I told you to do it. You had an option whether you wanted to do it or not. All right.
So I'm gonna look at you when I ask you this question because I need to know. At what point in your life did you say to yourself, fuck that, fuck your life? At what point during that session did you say to yourself, I want to watch her eat her own throw up? And
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
not only did you say I want to watch her do it, I feel like you got turned on by that shit. So please explain.
Okay. So normally when I shoot, I ask a model, what are you okay with, what you're not okay with?
Mm-hmm.
She said, I'm down for whatever. And I say, you down for whatever? She said, yes. I normally elaborate and say, well, if I did X, Y, and Z, are you down with that? And she's like, listen, whatever you throw at me, I'm do it. So when I fucked her face and she threw up, a light bulb went off in my head. And aesthetically, it looked good on camera because I was doming two females. So I was like, hey, bum, bum, bum. She did
Y'all niggas is different.
it.
Y'all niggas is different. I never said to myself, I want to watch a bitch eat some throw up after I fuck up things. Y'all niggas is different. First of all, I remember when I was in the Navy, come down to the barracks. Come down to the berthing on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we slept at for no military term. But we'll come down to the
I
berthing.
didn't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah, the berthing is basically like a big dorm room, if you will.
Okay.
So I come down the berth, and it's actually on the ship. So I come down the berthing, and we got a TV in there in the little sitting area. It's like I think like two tables and a couple benches in there.
Mm-hmm.
So from time to time, somebody will bring a porn on and niggas will throw that shit on the TV.
That's weird.
It was.
Okay.
It was.
I'm in agreement with you. That
It was. But when
I
you ain't
think like a bunch of guys sitting down watching a porno together is
trust me,
weirdest shit ever.
every 5 to 7 minutes, somebody going to their rack. Trust me. It was what it was. But at the same time, when you ain't looked at a titty in like 73 days,
No, I've been there.
it is what it
Yeah,
is.
you smell the perfume and you're like, where's she at? Like you're like Wolverine.
Fact.
I smell her.
Fact.
I don't know where she at, but she close.
Yes.
So I've been there.
I
Yeah.
walk in a burden and I sit down, and dude is like aggressively fucking this bitch throat till she throw up. And
on
this is the movie that they watch.
okay, because we had to clear this up
Yeah.
because you say you walked in and
Yeah, we walk in, they watching the porn, and this is
Yeah.
what they watching.
Okay.
So I instantly asked, what the fuck is this shit y'all motherfuckers is watching in here?
Mhm.
So the one dude's like, oh man, this is gag factor. So we like, so me myself, I'm one of those people, I be liking to understand shit.
Okay.
Right. So I say, why the fuck is y'all watching this shit? Like,
Mhm.
why this of
Mhm.
all things? Nah, man, this shit look crazy. I'm like, but all they like, something like, is they gonna fuck something? Like,
No, just
no, it's this all it is. And I'm like, so y'all just sit here and for a 2 hour video
2 hours is crazy.
of just gagging. I mean, it's a bunch of different bitches, but it's still a 2 hour video of just dudes gagging bitches and they throwing up. I said, what are y'all getting out of this? Nah, this shit crazy. This shit, I can't beat my dick now. Y'all done fucked it up for me. Can't. Y'all done fucked my whole
I'm,
you done fucked my whole night up looking at this shit.
I'm not gonna hold you. That's kind of my jam.
Yo. Next question. Because I almost said something to you, guys.
But as you're describing this, I'm like, minus the room full of dudes, like, yeah.
So what do you get out of watching a bitch throw up?
Well, I don't necessarily get anything out of her eating throw up. I'm a dominant person, so I like to feel in control.
I'm a very dominant motherfucker, but I ain't never wanted to watch a bitch eat her throw up.
Have you tried?
I don't want to.
Once you try
it, I will never try it. I feel like I like to kiss.
Oh, you feel like you eat your chunks after?
No. It's not even that. It's not about me feeling like I'm gonna eat my chunks. I'm never kissing you again. That's not even an option.
Well, everyone I don't kiss, especially in this industry. Like I'm a kisser.
No. If I was a porn star, I wouldn't kiss no bitches. Y'all suck too much dick for me. No, I'm good.
Wait.
Y'all do ATM, all types of shit. I'm not kissing you, Chris.
Wait, how much is too much dick to make her off limits for kissing?
Anything more than 2 dicks in a week, you suck too much dick this week.
What if you're one of the two?
You suck too much dick this week.
Wow.
Yeah, that's too many. That's too many dicks that have been in your mouth in 1 week.
Okay.
So what do you think is too many dicks for a bitch to suck in 1 week?
I don't think about it. I realize bitches sucking dick.
So if you have a chick come over and y'all about to do a scene and just randomly, out the blue, you say, hey man, how many dicks you eat this week?
I don't ask.
Yeah, I'm not saying you did or you would, but just randomly, right?
Okay.
And you just say, hey, how many dicks you eat this week? And she said,
well, first, I don't ask how many dicks you eat.
See, you don't even want to let me ask the question because
Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't want a girl that eats dicks.
I love getting my dick in. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. So you feel how you want to feel, son. Now, she come in and you just randomly and you casually, because I feel like you casually say this shit to bitches when you have these conversations.
Okay.
But you just look at you say, hey, man, how many dicks you eat this week? She said, oh, well, you'll be number 13 this week. Now, mind you,
it's the 7-day week. That's two dicks a day.
It's Wednesday.
Fuck.
Does that now change? Does that now change the conversation?
Hold up. Hold up. All right. I'm doing the math.
Uh-huh. That's 6.5 dicks a day.
No.
That would be Tuesday.
Yeah. So Sunday through Wednesday, that's 4.
That's 4 days. Yep. And you on 13.
So that's 3 dicks a day.
3 dicks a day.
She's eating dick.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
God damn. She better never be broke. So that's how I think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care within reason, as long as you're not kids, old people, whatever, right? Like harming people.
Okay.
I don't care what a person does. I've grown to a level of understanding that the one that you feel is the church holier than thou
The church girls be the biggest freaks.
is gobbling,
Yeah.
right? So knowing what I deal with on a daily basis, my mind doesn't go to. I've been stopped asking how many sexual partners a girl has. I've been stopped.
No, I mean, I've never
like that. I just don't care.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never been that dude like, oh man, how many dudes you ever had? And I never really care. Anything before me, I don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Do give a fuck if you be like, oh, I'm a freak, and I give you the tip, and you're running across the room.
So I'm gonna be
I
honest
have a problem with
it. Soon as you start talking about what you do, I instantly think that this shit gonna be trash. Instantly. Because all right, I give you an example. I remember years ago, I'm talking to this chick. And when I met her, she worked in a retail store.
Mm-hmm.
And we talking and we getting to know each other a little bit. And she like, yeah, some, because I used to be a stripper. And I was like, oh, all right, and I left it at that. I didn't ask, I didn't get into the conversation. And she like, yeah, because my flexibility, my blah, 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 this, that, and third. I'm like, all right, cool.
And I've fucked a lot of strippers and starfish.
But that's the thing. I keep trying to change the conversation because, mind you, I'm a nasty motherfucker, but I don't want to talk about it because once you talk about it, you build anticipation,
and then
and if it don't meet expectation, I'm upset at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, not flexible at all. Couldn't eat dick. Check engine light came on in about 36 seconds. Like, bitch, you said you was a dancer. You said you could do all of these things. Yeah. Oh, well, it was a bad night. Nah, bitch, this feel like a bad year at this fucking point.
Fucked.
You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But my thing is, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Let shit happen the way it happened naturally. Well, I can understand in y'all's profession, you might want to know certain things to kind of understand what you should or shouldn't or can and can't do. But that's kind of different. I feel like in porn, I feel like to be a porn star, you have to have a certain amount of flexibility for one. And that's males and females. I just feel like way.
Okay.
Because y'all gotta do a lot of shit. Y'all gotta do a lot of shit that I ain't doing. I'm not putting my leg all the way the fuck up here to fuck you for 17 minutes. Yeah. I'm just not doing it. Like, I'm not about to hucklebuck you for 8 minutes. Bitch, I'm tired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm hunching. Fuck that. I'm tired.
So for me, I don't care the sexual partners. I don't care how many dicks you ate in the week. If you eating that much dick and you just had to take an Uber, or you eat that much dick and I'll explain. Or you eating that much dick and you're cutting hair away from the eviction.
That's different.
You eating that much dick and you talking about your babies don't got no food. If you eat that much dick and shit just not adding up to where it's benefiting you from eating that much dick, I'm gonna look at you and be like, bitch, why you eating so much dick?
No, I could dig that.
And broke.
I mean, outside, I can agree with everything except the car part.
Because if you're eating that much dick, all of them are not repeats.
No. I said 13. I ain't say 13 times. I said 13 people.
Right. So even at the low end, you could have made 1,300.
What? That's the low end? It's $1,000 of wood. Yeah, I'm not paying a stack to get my dick ate. That's not even an option.
I said 1,300.
Oh, my bad.
I know. You added an extra O.
Yeah, because that was about to piss me off for a second. I ain't called. I said, nigga, you wildin'. Shit, even $100. Yo, I remember it was a dude I was in the Navy with, man. This dude, every time we got paid on the 1st and the 15th, he would be broke on the 2nd and the 16th.
Why?
So in Hawaii, tricking is heavy in Hawaii. And out there, it's like high-end tricking. So a dick sucks flat out is $250.
Okay.
You would pay $250 to get your dick sucked?
I have.
That's not even a fucking option for me.
I mean, remember,
it's a lot of chicken for you to eat some dick.
Remember, a lot of my stuff is for content.
Yeah, but he ain't getting no content.
Yeah, he's a dummy.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you how my rationale, especially as far as what I paid, all that goes into. I'll give a little quick note. I remember I paid this model like 250 for a photo shoot, and I paid another model 250 to do way more than a photo shoot.
Mhm.
And at that moment, I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm a fucking idiot."
Not really. Not really.
I am because I wasn't wise enough to see. So now, if a girl comes and says, "Oh, I'm charging $1,000," I'm automatically thinking about, okay, how do I get my ROI back? For $1,000, what all are you doing? Because
That
if you're
was
starfishing,
my first question is what am I getting for $1,000?
I'm not doing. You know what I mean? So I'm more business savvy as far as my money goes
Mm-hmm.
now versus how I used to be when I first get in the industry because you just don't know. And the
Well,
girls know who are green and who's not.
for $1,000, you with me for at least 48 hours.
Jesus Christ, we're not in Colombia.
That's cool. That's $1,000, my nigga.
He said we go together.
For 2 days, for 2 days, you wifey. You live in this bitch for 2 days. We shooting a lot of fucking scenes. We doing a lot of shit in 2 days. That's a lot. And I ain't talking about just fucking. We gonna do some photo shoots. We gonna play some PS5, bitch. You live here for 2 days for $1,000. Fuck all
I
that
know
shit.
who's not getting called to get any bookings.
See, this is it's crazy. When I was young, I think I told you this. When I was young, I thought about being in the porn industry.
Yeah.
And I started to learn all the things that the porn industry entail. And I realized young that that's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much. It's the average person not in the porn industry or haven't had conversations with motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just think, oh, it's just fucking.
Right.
But fucking from what I'm
It's the
gathering,
last.
fucking is like 10% of the porn industry.
Mm-hmm. I tell people, new people getting in, because I try not to drop too many porn gems
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of tricks now hear a lot of us talking and they be like, tell me more. So
Mm.
they could go ahead and weasel their way into the industry. But for me, 75% is showing up.
Mm.
75% is just walking through that door,
I can understand
having
that.
your paperwork, having your testing on. 75% is just that.
I can understand that.
And you're kind of right. 10% is just the fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the last thing after we look at tests, sign paperwork, go over the scenes, go over outfits, do that
Do
is
y'all
it.
do y'all have to show each other your tests or
Yes.
y'all just show like, all right, I passed?
Case in point, I shot a couple days ago and she already sent me a screenshot of her. I don't take screenshots.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it then and there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll show you my test then and there.
Mm-hmm.
You can hit the refresh button, all that. I don't give a fuck because there's been too many situations where someone showed a screenshot and
That's
it's
some
been a
old
fake.
shit.
It's
Yeah.
been a fake test.
Mm-hmm.
They've been expired, whatever the case may be. No, I'm gonna hit the refresh button and make sure what I am
So
scanning is what I'm scanning.
what I gathered from those tests, the testing is more of an advanced investment than anything else.
Testing
So while
on the low end, let's say $100. On the high end, five.
okay, so
And
but
and
it's
and,
still an investment.
and for some people, it's every 2 weeks.
I'm sure that's still something that you could write off as an investment, though.
Yeah.
So my thing is, what would be the need, especially if you want to keep working, if you want to stay in the industry, if you want to shoot with all these different motherfuckers, what would be the need to lie on a test or give a fake test or something to that effect?
Because they didn't want to spend the money on the investment.
Mm.
Who wants to drop $300 when you don't have to?
That's what it costs to pay to play.
Listen, okay.
I feel like
It's like
if you
it's
spend, correct me if I'm wrong, if you spend the three, the goal is to make back at least five.
that's the goal, but that's not reality.
Mm. So why not get tested when you know you got shit lined up where you can make enough?
Because people don't look at this as a business.
Ah,
That's the biggest factor. Like I said, If all your credentials is good and a person is going based off of how they feel about you, that's not business. Business has nothing to do with feelings.
It doesn't.
Business has to do with black and white and green.
Okay.
So when a person be like, well, let's chill. Let me feel your vibe first. Feel my vibe.
Yeah, no, we ain't doing that.
This ain't a date.
Yeah.
Feel my vibe.
So do you like cook for them or take them out to eat or something? Like at least McDonald's or
Some
something?
dudes do.
I ain't say some dudes. I said you.
I drop dick.
But me saying eat dick is crazy. Okay. Okay. Roger that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I had one after the scene and that post nut clarity be a motherfucker. I was like, what you got going on? Like, I'm good. You know what I mean? And some women.
So let me ask you this, right? Because I know a lot of times a scene could be hours.
The scene's not hours.
No. I mean, like shooting. I mean,
okay.
Shooting can be hours for a short scene, right? So, in let's say an hour span, how many times are y'all like, all right, time out, ref, let's take a break?
I try not to do timeouts. I like to shoot all the way through because I don't like to do all these cuts and edits.
Okay.
That's me. Even when I shoot for other people, I keep the camera rolling. You cut that shit out when you want to. Because people don't realize that too. Sometimes all them cuts add to the file storage that I gotta send you at the end of this shit.
Yeah.
Versus you just having one long continuous one, and then whatever that
And
gig
if
is,
y'all didn't, if it's not a bunch of smooth transitions, because I've watched some James where it's like, damn, why y'all jump like that? What the fuck, son? Like,
because it might have been a fucked up part, and they just cut that bitch right out. And a lot of people don't know how to transition. Like me, I try to have as much continuity as possible. So if you stop and he's fucking you from the back, not you, pause, but if
facts. I definitely about to say, nigga, who the fuck are you talking to? I wasn't even gonna say pause. Who the fuck are you talking to, nigga?
I knew it was going through your head. If someone's getting fucked from the back and I need to do a transition, I'm gonna have you start from the same position that we ended.
That makes sense.
So we could just go ahead. Some people just be like, nah, we're just gonna start in a new position. You can do that, but it still has to kind of make sense.
You know what? So with that being said, and based off what you were saying earlier, right? When it comes to like watching like cinematic photographers, Steven Spielberg, all the motherfuckers. How much do you put what you see in movies or angles from movies and all that into your actual point?
I can't.
Why?
The people that I deal with a lot of times don't have the time to invest. To do a real cinematic porn is not shot in under an hour. It's a couple hours. Because you may have to shoot a slow walk-in where she's in this fucking gown and it's just cascading off of her, but you gotta get her walking this way, get her from the side. So there's multiple walks, right? Just to get it right. And if she's walking too dumpy, no, baby, I need you to glide. Imagine you're gliding it, right? So that's multiple shoots. Then, okay, you meet the guy. I need the guy to walk his way, walk macho, whatever, whether he's wearing a suit, whatever he's wearing, right? He might have some shit where the buttons are halfway down, showing his chest, whatever, right? Because it's all about the imagery, okay? Then, when you get to the dick sucking, I need you to be more passionate. You could get nasty, but I want it passionate first. And then you work into spinning on it, doing all the shit that we normally like visually. By the time I just named off 3 different scenarios,
you cut where I was in.
and the chick's tired. because it's not the dudes will be there for hours and not give a fuck. Women think about other plays. Oh, there's a party tonight. I have another lick to hit over here. Got a fan meet over here. This is taking too much of my time where I could be doing other shit.
Are you cool with her shooting with you right after she left my crib? Or said left another shoot?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Just asking.
No, where I do have a problem, and a lot of people gonna come for me, is when we're both tested and you're shooting with fans while tested. Like I don't like that.
Is this
I can't
new
stop.
shit?
It's
I don't know. I think it's weird myself.
It's some new shit that they have introduced into the industry, and guys or people with penises can't say shit about it. Right? Prior to 2020, if you did prior to 2020, I say 2023, right? If we found out you did a gig outside of porn while you were tested, no one fucked with you. Because you're putting all our lives at risk for a couple $100. We're not saying not to do it. Just respect the testing protocols. After 2 weeks, do what the fuck you want.
Yeah.
So for me, even if I'm dealing with someone, I would say, hey, baby girl, I'm tested. If you're not tested, I can't fuck with you for these next 2 weeks. I get it. You want it. Cool. You get it when I'm done. But I respect my co-stars too much to put their lives at jeopardy just to get my dick wet right now. A lot of people in this industry now don't have that resolve. So they go and make a play real quick, and they go do this real quick, and they go do that real quick, and then come back to you, unbeknownst to you, and you like, okay, oh, I saw your test, cool, and you think everything kosher, versus she been fucking Tom, Dick, Harry that's not in the industry because they gave her a couple $100 and she really needed that. So that's why, too, I'm very particular now who I do full boy-girl scenes with, and that's why I don't do them as often.
What the fuck that mean?
Boy-girl means full fucking.
So what other kind of scenes you do, my nigga?
Blowjob scenes, hand job scenes, fetish scenes. There's many different scenes.
You said the boy-girl. I trying to figure out what other kind of scenes would it be.
I got what you're saying, but that's why I limit who I shoot with and why I shoot with. Because I have to, in sense, trust you with my body, just like you're entrusting me with your body, and let's do the same thing. And unfortunately, there's too many people now in this industry that will do anything for a buck.
I can believe it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first heard the whole, fan engagement fucking, it was like,
it used to
damn, that's crazy. Like,
it used to be the girls that did the fan engagement used to run the ticket up. We're talking about, oh, you want to be in this fan fuck? Cool. Drop 1,000 or higher just to be in here. Now I could go.
What you mean just to be in here?
I mean just to be in this fucking room.
Oh, they not even fucking. They just in the room.
Drop that 1,000.
Oh wow.
Right.
So wait. Time out. Instead of waiting for the DVD to come out, you gonna pay $1,000 to watch it get shot.
Some dudes are good with that. Versus now, I could show you. I could reach out to these girls right now. They tell me their rate, and then I'll go on this website and you see what their tricking rate is, and I guarantee you their tricking rate's less than their booking rate.
Wow.
Guaranteed.
I'm trying to figure out how that makes sense.
It doesn't. For me, if I had a female fan be like, heck, I want to fuck you, I know what my going rate is. Cool. Give me 1,500. If you want it that bad, you'll drop that 15.
That's crazy.
Right? But I'm not gonna say
I get what you're saying. It's just that's crazy.
But I'm not gonna tell a female, oh, give me $50 and you can come over and get this dick and you'll have a time session with me. Oh. But that's how it is now. It's their tricking rate's less than their booking rate.
So if that's the case, because 9 out of 10, just speaking as a dude, You ain't worrying about watching the porn with a bitch you fuck.
That's why they're not realizing their money is shrinking.
Yeah.
Because
If a bitch fucks you, the allure is not there anymore.
with the Jada Fires, the Vanessa Blues, the Jenna Jamesons, you had to come off a grip to even be in the fucking same room as them, right? Now, if I realize, and that's how you have so many tricks turn producers, tricks turn talent, whatever, because now, oh, I paid you 200, you let me film this shit. I got a copy, you got a copy. I could put it wherever I need to put it. You can put it wherever you need to put it. Now I'm talent because I shot with someone who's established, and girls don't realize you shooting with these slick dick 99s, you validate them. So now they can say, when a real person that takes their business seriously is like, who have you shot? Well, I shot all these girls, not knowing that you just tricked off and they filmed it.
Wow.
So now, like you said, if Slick Dick 99 gets you for 200, he knows the other girls are 200. He can run through all the porn girls, get the content, make the money, and get his jollies off, and he ain't worried about it. Now,
wow.
Then turn around to me or another established producer and be like, I need 1,500. Why? Because you broke? I ain't tell you to pull your pussy for 200. If I was selling dick, pause. If I was selling dick, I'm telling you, it's a number. I'm not selling it for a couple $100. And think about it this way. Most of these girls trapped in out of hotels, so they're having to get all these bodies because you're already in the hole. You already paid for this hotel for how many days? Now you running these dudes in.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
That's why when people be like, "Oh, how you feel about this industry?" I'm like, it's whatever, because it no longer makes sense to me. The business doesn't make sense to me.
Nah, that don't make sense at all.
And even the biggest name, if you catch on a good day, you can slide in. Hey, I got this for you. What's up?
That's crazy. So the producers, you charge the high. If anything, I would charge the producers lower to make more money.
That's what every man says. And when you say that, the women look at you like you hating on what they got going on.
No, it's not even hating. I'm looking at it from a business standpoint 100%. Because all these randos, nigga, you actually want to fuck. You just want to do a scene. I look at that as two different things. Again, I talk shit, but I understand the difference between the porn industry and real life. I understand, it's a business. It's, all that type of shit. So my thing is, this rando, I would rather charge the rando more because you're willing to pay it.
But it's crazy too, right? They're not scared to lose the money from the producer. They're scared to lose the money from the tricks.
Really?
These girls, I had one fly here, right? She was coming in, and I reached out to her. I'm like, hey,
I want to genuinely, for those of y'all that's probably looking like, I'm genuinely confused right now because I'm in my mind, I'm formulating all this shit and I feel like it's ass backwards. And that's just me honestly looking at this shit.
I had one fly in. Now, mind you, for dry bone, I like to do paid. I want to own the exclusive, right? She flew in. I knew she was coming. I reached out to her like, hey, I want to work with you while you're in town. And she pretty much flat out told me, my bookings are priority for me. Okay, have a great day. Okay.
But she was flying out here just a trick. Wait, get the fuck out of here. But that's, I feel like that's not even guaranteed money though. Oh, maybe I'm looking at the shit wrong. I don't get it.
No, you're looking at it from a logical standpoint.
Yeah, that's probably why I'm confused. Because that don't really make sense to me. Like,
I know girls will trick 364 days and have like 1 day off, and they're going from hotel to hotel, city to city, just to maintain their lifestyle.
That's like working in a hotel. I mean, working at a hospital. And you call out so you can go work at McDonald's. That don't make sense to me. Fuck the McDonald's check. Like,
why? They feel because we have the camera, we're going to profit so much off of them that's why we get charged more than the tricks. The tricks ain't using the content to make money. And even if they do, no one really knows who they are. So what does it matter? A lot of them legit think we
don't
make
get me
so much
wrong.
money off of them.
I get the argument.
Mm-hmm.
I get the argument. But at the same, I don't know. I think based on the oversaturation of how many people in the industry now.
Business 101 says what? Supply and demand.
Yeah.
If the supply is higher than the demand,
Yeah.
then you can make the money.
Mm-hmm.
If the supply is lower than the demand, which it is now,
Mm-hmm.
because of everything that's going on,
there's too many people in the industry now.
You gotta drop the rates.
Yeah.
Instead, these girls are raising their rates.
Hmm.
And then we'll get on social media and be like, no one's booking me.
They can't afford you.
I'm just so you know I'm not bullshitting. And I'm sorry, fans, I just have to show him some real shit so he understands that what I'm saying is just read from the start to the finish.
I ain't reading it out loud. You already know how I feel about that shit.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Nigga. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way.
And you see what I said, I left it alone.
Yeah.
What a lot of people don't realize, and it's unfortunate, even for me to say this, but someone turns 18 literally every day, every minute, every second. You're not the creme de la creme and the need all be all, especially like you said, since the oversaturation, what you won't take, someone else will.
I think it's one of those situations like it's funny. Having a conversation, I tell my homie, I said, the reason you can't find good food is because there's too many places that has food. And he's like, that don't make sense. I said, no, it makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
I said, when it wasn't a lot of restaurants, everybody had to go hard with what they sold. Now, they don't have to go that hard no more.
Mm-hmm.
You either going to show up or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Some people going to show up just because I'm close.
Corporations looking at it the same way.
Yes.
Either you're going to buy our shit, you're not. Go to the competitors, get their bullshit, and they're going to come right back.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we grew up, we had 4 different types of ice cream.
Facts.
We had vanilla.
Now you got chocolate, a whole aisle.
We had Neapolitan and strawberry.
Yep.
Right? And if you want to be fancy, it was the Neapolitan that you got or whatever, right?
If you got lucky, anytime back home growing up, if you wanted some different type of ice cream, you went to the Chinese store and you bought it by the scoop.
Okay.
And that was the only way you was getting something besides those flavors.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's a whole aisle full of them shit. And guess what? The regular shit outsells your other shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is true.
It's not.
I definitely go buy French vanilla almost every time I go buy ice cream.
Now, I love peanut butter, so anything that has peanut butter on, I'm probably going to cop, right? That's about it. Outside of that, getting no fucking fake cake ice cream and all this other bullshit, like, no.
Mud prints and all that shit.
Good. So you can already tell who knows about business because when I tell someone, hey, I go based off your marketability, profitability, and your portfolio, that me telling you, you do not have the quality or the qualifications to ask for whatever. Personally, you can ask for whatever the fuck you want to ask for.
No, that's a fact.
And that's what people don't realize. There's personal and there's business.
And I also, the same way you have a right to ask, I have a right to decline.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
I can show you another one where a girl wanted me to do a photo shoot and video, but her rates, I don't need that type of video. So I simply said, hey, unfortunately, you don't do the video that I need, right? To do. She's like, well, I do video content. No, that's cool, just not what I need.
Mm-hmm.
People have to get out of this mindset of I need to get the money, but I need the person who has the money to conform to my standards and my boundaries
No, that's a fact.
on how I get this money.
Mm-hmm.
No, if you don't shoot what I need you to shoot, why are we fucking talking?
That's a fact. That's definitely a fact.
And don't get mad at me. I had one get mad because she wanted to do a shoot, and I was like, hey, unfortunately, I shoot erotic and fetish. I ain't shooting no OnlyFans bullshit. Ma, you hit me up. I wasn't looking for you. You hit me up. I'm just letting you know what I shoot.
It's crazy. I was trying to get some t-shirts made. I reached out to this chick, and she came highly recommended. That's the reason I reached out to her. And I said, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. These colors, etc., etc. Well, I don't have that. I only got this. I only do this. And I can't do that. I only do this. I said, okay, no problem. I'll find somebody else. She says, well, but I can do this right here. I said, yeah, but I wanted this in these colors, this right here. She's like, yeah, but we could just change. I just stopped talking at that point.
Because you're not even listening to what I'm saying.
You don't give a fuck about what I'm saying.
You're just trying to get the money.
If I told you, if I say I want black leopard print, black leopard print, I don't give a fuck that you got black zebra print.
Right.
I wanted black leopard, not black zebra. So telling me you could do black zebra, you kind of wasting your time and mine at this point. And if I just said to you twice, I only want this, I don't want nothing else. Well, the fact that you assume I was going to say it again the third time is crazy.
Because they feel, and this is where the consumer versus the supplier disconnect happens so many times. And vice versa, right? Because now if I'm the supplier and you come in and you say the same thing, I'm saying, hey, unfortunately, I don't have this. Well, don't you got some stuff in the back? I just told you I don't have that.
Now it's a difference.
You can make it materialize.
It'd be a difference if you said, hey, are you getting some in anytime soon? Then I could, that's one thing. But if you say I don't have, all right, you get anytime soon? No. All right, cool. Appreciate your time, no problem.
So it goes, and I have to, I'm told I'm too matter of fact sometimes, especially when I deal with business. And this generation, not necessarily the generation, but this time and period that we're living, people want everyone to handle them with kitty gloves for their feelings. I'm not here
when it comes to yours, they don't
give a fuck. They don't give that two fucks.
No. Shit don't even matter.
So when you see me, I disconnected with her to the point where she came back and I hate when they try to do those little jabs. Well, if your finances change, finance is not the problem. Finance is not the problem. Good with finances.
Because that's the first thing they think is you can't afford it. No. If it's not what I'm looking for, it's not about if I can afford it or not. And first of all, if it's exactly what I'm looking for and it costs more and I really want it, I'm going to pay it.
Within reason.
Yeah, but if it's not even what I want, what the fuck is we talking about?
Within reason, because I have statistics and I have charts and I have things that I can look at and say, okay, what sells more for me? How's it done? Da da da. And then you talking about hand job with gloves, bitch. I don't got cooties.
I'll be honest with you. That right there threw me off too. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. I disagree that condoms should be in porn. That's just me. It's porn. Why the fuck is motherfuckers wearing condoms?
I'll tell you why.
Either get tested or don't do the fucking scene.
That's exactly why there's condoms and scenes.
Be tested or don't do the scene. That shit is just weird. Or you found some random ass bitch and you tricking and you just happen to film it. Nah, nigga, do the shit right or don't do it at all.
So when you already, and sometimes I'm not gonna hold you, Paul. I'll be bored. So I let the conversation go on longer than it
Mm-hmm.
needs to be, just to see like if a person is really this idiotic.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, your homegirl put me on you and said you really, really want to work with me. I didn't know you.
Oh shit.
Do you have a decent look? Yeah. Can I use it? 100%. Am I in dire need? Not for what you're asking. No.
Yeah, that price is crazy.
For a hand job.
That's what I'm like. Wait, what? Did my hands break or something? What the fuck?
For a hand job.
Yeah, that's bananas. Like that's just bananas right there. That's
And then to come back and try to insult me like, well, if your finances haven't changed, if you see what the time I stopped talking to when she,
mm-hmm.
it's like a good month.
Yeah.
I just went to Florida and back.
Mm-hmm.
My finances is good.
That's because by now some fucking idiot would have hit her back. Hey, nah, it ain't that fucking serious for everybody.
Mm-mm.
I heard some people don't give a fuck about all that.
And my journey now, I definitely don't give a fuck no more about it. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you want to shoot? Cool. What's the ticket? Okay. If it's within reason, let's set it up. If it's not within reason, I go in my bed, turn on my big ass TV, watch some shows, and
Mm-hmm.
take my ass to bed without worry.
Yeah. Do you prefer to pay or do collabs?
I prefer to pay. I if you asked me years ago, I'd say collab. Pay because especially for dry bone, right? Now for everything else, hectic desires, I don't do it, right? But because dry bones is such a general niche,
Mm-hmm.
having everyone to have the access to that demoralized my brain.
Gotcha.
If most people know you can only get this material from me,
Mm-hmm.
they have to come. They have to spin the block.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the purple tops and the pink tops. If you got the purple tops and you got them hooked on that top, they
Mm-hmm.
will find you every fucking time.
No, fact.
But if you gave the recipe and now people coming out with the magenta tops,
Mm.
you just cut your own business.
No, that's a fact.
So I prefer to pay because I'm not in a rush to have to send the content to nobody. I don't have to rush to edit. I don't have to do none of that. I could do everything on my own time and my own dime
Mm-hmm.
and keep it moving.
Makes sense. I can understand that.
Yeah. All right. So with that, we're gonna get the fuck up out of here. This was not supposed to be a porn talk, but for some reason, this motherfucker is always so super curious
I
about
be
this.
liking to learn shit. Say what the
Yeah.
fuck.
All right. So this is your time to go ahead and say and do whatever
Listen,
crazy shit
man.
you're gonna do.
Y'all know what the fuck it is. Enlighten Idiot every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Make sure y'all check us out. Y'all just found out why I'm an enlightened idiot. Y'all just found because he just enlightened me to a lot of shit that I was idiotic to. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? And I bring up the motherfuckers gonna do the same thing. So maybe you could be the next person to come through, chop it up with us, tell us your story, tell us what's going on with you. Even if you just want to join the conversation, because we do that too. We let motherfuckers come through and we just talk our regular shit, our regular crazy ass questions and do what we do. But make sure y'all check us out every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube, doing what the fuck we do. You hear me? And all socials. Enlightened Idiot, all socials, Enlightened Idiot.
It's backwards.
They can figure it the fuck out. All socials, Enlightened Idiot, god damn it.
All right, so it's your host, me, Hectic. Remember, go and subscribe, like, comment, because I do reply to comments. So even if you comment something stupid, I'll reply. It just might not be what you want, but I will reply. Go to HD Nation Network on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the same shit. HD Nation Network. You're not only find whatever by Hectic, but you also find Beyond Pixel. Probably after my hangover tomorrow, I'll probably try to film something for that because I've been slacking. Although something is dropping this week for that, I will try to have what Beyond Pixel has at least one full show a month That would be my dedication, as well as me trying to be consistent with it as well. And they keep me moving towards my goal of being independently wealthy of and not having to really work for nobody, you know?
Yeah, that shit.
So even if it, me and him already have a number goal in mind that we want to start hitting so we could go ahead and dive into this thing full fledged and do what we need to do. If y'all don't know, although I do talk shit about him, I think me and him talk, if not every day,
At least every other.
at least every other.
For,
Yeah.
for sure.
So he's one of the few people that when he calls, I'll pick up, not just look at it and keep it moving. So yeah, so go like, subscribe, all that stuff at HD Nation. Also, whatever by Hektek still has its handles and social media, so type that out. The only thing that'd be different is we by Hektek on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. With that, I'm gonna say keep those close that are close to you, and keep those loyal that are loyal to you, and just don't do anything that you don't want to do. And with that, we are out.